Muy bien. The following illustration and explanation is to compare the uses of the infinitive, the present, and the preterite, and the imperfect preterite or the imperfect past. So we have here four different forms, grammatical forms of the words that we're gonna just compare and write. So before we work on that, I like to go to each one of them to explain, and as we go through it, I want you to also memorize or learn the meaning of some of the words that you probably still need to reinforce. All right, you're going to be translating into English the following sentences from Spanish. First of all, number one is the verb montar. Remember that montar is to climb on or to get on. We use the word montar similar to when to ride on a horse, montar a caballo. But you also can use the word montar when you are riding a bicycle, montar en bicicleta. Also, you can use it when you ride in a roller coaster in a theme park. So, montar en la montaña rusa. So, this is the meaning of montar. So, how do you translate montar a caballo? How do you translate yo monto a caballo? How do you translate yo monté a caballo? How do you translate yo montaba un caballo? In this first exercise, I'm gonna explain the difference of each one of them just to refresh the difference of all of them. Yo monto is the present tense. I ride a horse. As opposed to yo monté. Yo, and there is a tilde here that is missing. Yo monté a caballo. Because past tense is always accented at the end of the word. Ta ta. Ta ta. Yo monté. When you hear that accent at the end of the word, it's past tense. And then yo montaba a caballo. The ending aba, ábamos, o iba, or ia o íamos is the imperfect, an action that used to take place more than one time in the past. So, yo montaba a caballo. I used to ride a horse. In the same line, this format of imperfect, remember that is also applied for situations that were happening in the past when something else happened. For example, yo montaba a caballo cuando empezó a llover. I was riding a horse when it started raining. Okay, so let's move on. Conducir. Conducir is to drive, and it applies to drive cars, mainly to drive vehicles. So you probably could use the same word for driving a boat. But you don't use it for an airplane. For an airplane, we use volar or pilotear, one of those two. Okay, translate the following ones. Conducía un carro. Conducir un carro. Yo conduzco un carro. Yo conduje un carro. Y yo conducía un carro. Cerrar. Very common word at this time for Spanish level 2 is to close. So, cerrar la puerta. Yo cierro la puerta. Yo cerré la puerta. Y yo cerraba la puerta. Now, this word might not be too common, but it's important to get into your vocabulary. Gritar. Gritar, actually. Gritar is to shout or to scream. Gritar en el parque. Yo grito en el parque. Yo grité en el parque. Yo gritaba en el parque. Hacer is a common word to make or to do. You can use hacer in those two different formats. For example, if you want to say to do your homework, then you can use hacer. Yo hago la tarea. Hacer. But if you are cooking and you want to use it like to make bread, you can say yo hago pan. Or when you can use it as well for making a lot of noise. You can say the car is very noisy. El carro hace ruido. If you translate directly, you would say el carro makes a lot of noise. That's another way. But hacer is used on those different scenarios. Comer, to eat. Comer palomitas de maíz. We already know what palomita de maíz is. And palomita in itself, the word palomita is dove. But when you hear it as palomita de maíz, then it is popcorn. Querer, to want. Querer, to want. So, querer viajar. Two different verbs in which the second one, in this case, is in infinitive. And in this particular case, is also in infinitive. So, querer viajar, to want to travel. Now, if you say yo quiero viajar, that would be I want to travel. Yo quise, past tense. Yo quería, imperfect past. Ver la televisión o ver televisión. Ver, to watch. Sometimes you can use ver as well as to see. You can use it in that context as well. But when you're going to say watch television, you can use ver televisión. Another similar word close to ver is mirar. And both can be used similarly. Mirar la televisión. Yo veo televisión. Yo vi televisión. This is also the past tense of ver. And yo veía la televisión. So work on those differences because those differences are important to start getting to understand. Pedir, remember? Pedir is to ask. And golosina is snacks. Pedir golosinas, to ask for snacks. Yo pido golosinas. I ask for a snack. Yo pedí and yo pedía. Continue translating. And last is divertirse. Is a similar word from divertido, fun. So divertirse would be to have fun because the SA at the end implies an action that applies to you. Is also called reflexive verb. Divertirse. Now, divertirse mucho. A lot. Yo me divierto mucho. And we use the reflexive form of the pronouns here, yo me, because the word itself, divertirse, it implies automatically a reflexive word. So we use the reflexive pronoun. In this case, yo me divierto mucho. I have a lot of fun. Yo me divertí mucho. Yo me divertía mucho. Okay, as we go through this video exercise, I hope that you will be answering the questions, and after you do the translations, you will post the assignment into the respective Google Classroom assignment. Good day.